President Obama will arrive in Myanmar this hour after striking a major deal with China on climate change. The two countries vowed to cut greenhouse gases over the coming years. The goal is set as an example for other nations. Major Garrett is in Beijing, where the two leaders couldn't find common ground, though, on everything. Major, good morning.
Good morning. President Obama and Chinese President Xi Jinping ironed out some big differences on climate change and made progress on cooling tensions about military patrols in the Pacific. But the two leaders could not have been farther apart on the issue of political reform in Hong Kong or human rights overall. The two presidents reviewed troops before the Great Hall of the People and mixed with children to embellish the supposedly cheerful mood of cooperation. There were big agreements. China said it would cap and eventually reduce its greenhouse gas emissions and have 20% of its energy supplied by non-fossil fuel sources by 2030. The U.S. vowed a one-quarter reduction from the existing greenhouse gas emission targets by 2025.
As the world's two largest economies, energy consumers, and emitters of greenhouse gases, we have a special responsibility to lead the global effort against climate change.
The two countries also promised to inform each other about military exercises in the South China Sea.
The Pacific Ocean is broad enough to accommodate the development of both China and the United States.
But the two leaders were starkly divided over the peaceful student protests in Hong Kong, an issue Mr. Obama raised directly with President Xi.
I described to him why it is so important for us to speak out for the freedoms that we believe are universal, rights that we believe are the birthright of all men and women wherever they live, whether it is in New York or Paris or Hong Kong.
For the first time, Xi publicly branded the protesters, organized under the name Occupy Central, as criminals and told America to back off.
Hong Kong affairs are exclusively China's internal affairs, and foreign countries should not interfere in those affairs in any form or fashion.
She was also asked about restrictive rules here dealing with foreign journalists, their visas, work conditions, etc. She, who is also the head of the Communist Party, said reporters here who are getting too much government heat are probably reporting too aggressively. And he said they need to change their behavior because he's not going to change his. Gail?
Whoa.
That sort of draws a line, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Thank you, Major.